Hello guys, I'm ToNature. As I said in the previous video, I've been using Bombardment arrow for a long time, and I changed my build into spread and rapid shot build recently. Bombardment arrow has merit in using, but it also has demerits. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Bombardment arrow build, and I hope it helps you to figure out how to set up this build. Bombardment arrow is a skill that can smoothly perform both mapping and boss battle in one skill. Therefore, the number of link runes required is also small. It has the merit of being able to operate relatively efficiently until endgame. So if you want to use a physical arrow build up to endgame, I think that Bombardment arrow has a potential. Bombardment arrow has a slightly interesting mechanism unlike other skills. The projectile will be fired and damaged twice by causing damage to the projectile and area damage that explodes at the bombing site. If the target is attacked closely, projectile damage and area damage occurs, and two damage can be seen at the same time. However, since it induced a lot of damage by overlapping the range at the bombing area, the projectile damage is almost meaningless, and it is important to set most of damage mainly on the area damage. Also, one of the merits is that the bombing distance is always fixed, so you have to adjust the distance between your character and target. To control this, projectile speed can be used, but it is rarely used. Since this forces us to maintain distance from monsters in both battles or mappings, it is difficult to give concentrated damage if distance is not controlled. Let's look over skill cast first. For the Bombardment arrow skill rune, I'm using most of damage amplification runes to get high damage. As I mentioned, the number of the projectile count is very important. This is because the larger the number of projectiles, the more bombing range overlap can be induced, and we can deal high damage by the skill mechanism. That's why I'm using multi-shot link rune. The other 5 link runes are all damage amplification runes, and these runes have with individual penalties, except the physical projectile damage amplification rune. So these penalties have to cured from gear and Zodiac. Concentrated area damage reduced area range, so it is necessary to take care of the area of effect as much as possible. Strike reduce attack speed. Therefore, it is necessary to secure the attack speed from the item or Zodiac in the same way. And I'm using Harmony and Mana Storm here, but there are some link runes which are hard to get in early game and are not available in global server yet, so I recommend these link runes instead of them. I recommend to use the easy to get link runes first, and if you secure the attack speed or critical rate through the gear later, then it is good to change the setting by replacing them with the amplification runes. Area effect link rune increase the area of effect, but I don't recommend it because the damage increase is low. Bombardment arrow is not helped by the projectile damage, so there is no attack enhance skill that can be used other than the vital strike. Seal skills are also important, and try to get the seal of striking as soon as possible from rare skill rune synthesis or PD system for your damage. I showed the link runes I'm using here and refer to it for your build setting. In the update of the Artemis in Korea server, 2 points in the first specialization tab and 1 Zodiac trait point are available. That is why I have 103 Zodiac trait points. For you, remove proper points excepting damage amplifying nodes. In Zodiac, I try to get area of effect as much as possible. Adjust some point by yourself as necessary. In critical build, base critical rate of your weapon, do everything in this game, as I mentioned before. If you don't have legendary gear critical rate option on that, use find weakness Rinkrun to secure enough critical chance. Critical rate can be obtained from the weapon, quiver, links, and gloves. Secure it as much as you can. Attack speed, critical damage, attack critical rate, area damage are valid for this build. In shoes, try to get high movement speed. Bombardment arrow has really low flat damage on skeleton, so try to get a lot of flat damage from items. It is good to have a ring, necklace, gloves with a physical damage flat. In bow, physical damage is good, but I recommend you take attack damage from the items because the master system gives attack damage option on it. Bombardment arrow needs a wide area effect above all else. One way to secure an area of effect in an item is to secure an authority option on the bow and quiver. The authority option essence used at this time is Elisa essence, which can have an area of effect of 10 to 20% on the bow and 15% to 30% on the quiver. So it is recommended to use it. I'm using Hamal options for charms. It increases HP and physical damage. For each charm option, I'm using these options. Physical damage, critical rate as a prefix. And for suffix, I'm using the critical damage without the 400 radius and damage when two-hand weapon is equipped. For relic, to get active skill amplifying damage, I use Avatar of Castor. I recommend Avatar of Speaker as second avatar because there is passive skill increasing physical damage and 5% double damage option by chance.